Hi everyone, this is Jem from the Wine and Spirits Association of all Japan. Today I will talk about Japanese sake or Nihonshu again, and I will introduce Hiya Oroshi, which is a kind of seasonal sake that goes on sale during fall. And then we will taste a sample of Hiya Oroshi together. So let's begin. Seasonality has a very important place in all aspects of Japanese culture. If we look at food, for example, kaiseki, which we might say is Japan's fine dining, is all about representing the season through dishes. Or if you go to eat sushi, you'll see that you'll find seasonal specialties that change almost every week. As an inseparable part of Japanese culture, sake also possesses seasonal varieties that are meant to create enjoyable pairings with that season's food. As we are in November now, I would like to talk about a certain variety of sake that you might be seeing in shops lately, the seasonal sake of fall, Hiya Oroshi. The tradition to release Hiya Oroshi sake during fall has historic roots going back to the Edo period of 17th century. But what separates it from regular sake and why is it released during fall? To answer these, we have to learn about the role of pasteurization in the production of sake. Most sake undergo a process of pasteurization after being brewed. Then the pasteurized sake is stored in tanks for a certain period of time, might be around a year, and finally, before being bottled, sake undergoes a second pasteurization. This is done because even after the first pasteurization, there might be active bacteria and enzymes remaining in sake. These are very sensitive to changes in heat, so in warm weathers, these can significantly alter the taste profile of sake. To keep that from happening, most sake is pasteurized twice. Now, the other side of the coin is that pasteurization itself changes the flavor characteristics of sake by getting rid of all those microorganisms. So brewers experiment with pasteurization. You might have seen or heard of namazake. It is sake that is fresh and not pasteurized at all. This kind of sake is very sensitive to heat, so it has to be stored in refrigerators. But if you store it right, it offers you a quite different drinking experience from normal pasteurized sake. On to our topic, Hiya Oroshi is a kind of sake that has been pasteurized, but only once. This happens after the brewing and before laying down the sake to be matured in tanks. The sake is then bottled in autumn without a second pasteurization. Because the weather is cooler during this season, this allows the sake to be spared from the attack of microorganisms without the need for a second pasteurization. The resulting sake retains some of its nama-like freshness and youthful vibrancy. Today I have a Hiya Oroshi junmai ginjo from a brand called Ryukyubai. Ryukyubai is made by Osaka's Daimon Shuzo. Daimon Shuzo is a famous local brewery, and I haven't tried any of their products yet, but hopefully Ryukyubai here will show us some Hiya Oroshi characteristics. Now when we look at the bottle, we see that Hiya Oroshi is written here, and then this part tells us that it is a junmai ginjo, and this part is the brand name. It's quite a simple label with bright, vivid colors. If we look at the back, this part tells us about Hiya Oroshi, and then we also learn that this sake was made with Yamada Nishiki rice from Hyogo Prefecture, which is near Osaka, and the rice was polished down to 55%. Additionally, the alcohol is 15%. Now let's get pouring and start our tasting session. Now let's begin with the nose. Quite pleasant nose, very fruity. The fruits are apple, ripe apple, and melon for sure. And there is a hint of graininess. It reminds me of grass, fresh grass. But overall, really pleasant nose. Now let's check it on the palate. Very good. There is some potent umami here. The graininess is much more pronounced on the palate. Yeah, the umami is in very nice balance with the fruitiness, and this combination makes it really savory. So I really like that. It's dry with high acidity and this crisp texture. Also a slight sharpness in the finish. I can see this making an excellent pairing with seasonal dishes such as mushrooms, maybe matsutake mushrooms, butter grilled, you know. And because of that savoriness I mentioned and that high acidity, I think it would go great with such dishes. Fall might be the best season to enjoy sake, at least one of the top 4 for sure. Next time you visit Japan during fall and you go to an izakaya, now you know what kind of sake to pair your seasonal dishes with. We would love to hear your comments about Hiya Oroshi below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content on sake. See you very soon in our next video, and until then, kanpai.